What is going on, everybody? John and Pepe here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We have 10 games here on a Tuesday that we are looking back and know your eyes do not deceive you. Howard Bender is back from his fishing trip. We've had Mark Pitts, Henry Wilson the last couple of days here filling in on the pre-show and the live stream, obviously. But good to have Howard back as always, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well and very, very thankful to the whole crew for allowing me the time off and taking care of business up and down the road. So appreciate that very much. Appreciate you guys all tuning in here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube page. Hit that like and subscribe button for us and get ready. John and I got a 10-game slate to cover here, and we'll preview it. And then obviously, on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, you'll be able to find me and Henry Wilson doing another breakdown of the slate once we now have lineups involved. So I'm ready to get to it, John, because I am baffled as to who the highest priced pitcher is on this. Baffled.
You're a little bit surprised that Marcus Stroman is at $9,800 here. Let me zoom in on this page for you, Howard, just make sure you're seeing it clearly. He is $9,800. Grayson Rodriguez is 96, Pablo Lopez 93, Logan Gilbert 9K. That's your top four guys in the 9K tier. You have Stroman here. He's obviously off to a pretty decent start for his Yankees, and now he's got this matchup against Oakland, which is obviously, in my opinion, driving the price on a lot of these pitchers. You draw Oakland or Chicago White Sox, you tend to get a little bit of a price bump. I don't think I'm going to go to Stroman, though, at 98 when you have Pablo Lopez at 93 against the White Sox there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at when I was kind of going through the matchups and everything. Pablo Lopez and Grayson Rodriguez, they jumped off the page for me. During my research. Stroman, yes, it's good, but yeah, again, it's because of Oakland. And Stroman has been struggling against left-handed bats this season. So, not unhittable kind of guy there, but you look at what Rodriguez is capable of doing against this Angels lineup, what Lopez can do against these White Sox. I definitely don't feel the need to pay up for Stroman there. I think either Rodriguez or Lopez, definitely the way to go. Would you consider using both of them? Are you going to pay that much up for pitching, or do you see something more a little lower down?
Well, I mean, I definitely think there's some value plays that I think we can take a look at as we work our way down. Max Fried at 8K. I mean, listen, I get it. It has not been the start to the season that we all expected out of Max Fried, no doubt. But he did face Miami already, and he had 20 fantasy points in that game. 6 1/3 innings, allowed just one run rather. He had 4 strikeouts. Faced Houston, a really good team against lefties, got knocked around. Faced Arizona, they're the number 2 team against lefties in baseball, got knocked around. So, the first start he got hurt on. Got hit, got hurt. So the 2 other starts he's faced, top 5 offenses against left-handed pitching. He dominated a bottom 5 team. Gets that bottom 5 team, win equity with Atlanta. Yeah, give me Max Fried at 8K. I think this is a great spot for him.
Yeah, I definitely think that it is a nice spot for Max Fried, especially the ability to pay down this Miami lineup. I mean, I know over the weekend, Jazz Chisholm heated up a little bit, but I mean, there's nothing intimidating about this lineup.
Yeah, no Burger Man, right? He was their big power bat against lefties in the middle of that lineup. He's on the IL. So I think Fried can pitch around it. Right now, Bryce Elder has a shutout going through 4 innings against them. So, I mean, again, Elder got called up from AAA today, giving up some hits, but not really, too much of any damage going up against him. So I do like Fried there, in that mid tier.
Nothing on Logan Webb against the Mets. I just don't buy the Mets. I don't buy the Mets at all. And, especially now Francisco Alvarez, also on the IL, that takes away a big power bat from them in the beginning part of their lineup. And I just, I feel like Logan Webb is he's a great pitcher. He just didn't get off to this killer start.
Nope. And I mean, listen, again, look what he started with. San Diego, Dodgers, San Diego, some tough lineups. Tampa Bay, not a good lineup, shut them down. Arizona, a good lineup, but much better against lefties. He was able to shut them down. My problem with Logan Webb is he just doesn't strike anybody out. I mean, 4 or 5 strikeouts seemingly has been the ceiling for him the last couple of years, when early on in his career, I felt like he had a higher strikeout rate. 8,800 is fine, but he was 83. He got 28 fantasy points in a win, 7 shutouts. So, can he replicate that? Probably. He's probably okay. I still think I like Fried a little bit better there, but I can understand. I can definitely understand getting to Logan Webb. I'm not going to go Gilbert against the Rangers. Not really where I'm looking to go. Blackburn, someone we've played a lot of. He's got the Yankees lineup. I know the Yankees offense hasn't been great, but I don't think we're going to go Blackburn in this spot either. Trying to think. I mean, are you worried? So Michael King's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky strike out a lot. Dylan Cease is the chalkiest pitcher on the Monday slate in Coors. Would you pitch Michael King at 7K against the Rockies here in Colorado?
I mean, this Rockies lineup is super weak, and I think it's actually it might be a kind of a contrarian play just to invest in Michael King like that. I just don't believe in this Rockies lineup at all. You know, obviously the Coors Field factor definitely kind of makes you a little bit nervous. I don't even know what King's ground ball rate is. Let me
it's kind of 1-1. He's kind of like 6-5 the last game against Milwaukee, 6 ground balls, 8 fly balls against the Dodgers.
Yeah, just under 40%.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay.
Plus, this 10 strikeouts against Milwaukee last time out, so we know the strikeout potential can be there. He's gone 7+ innings in 2 of his last 3 starts. He's had the misfortune of pitching on the road now, 5 of his 6 outings, which is kind of unlucky given the home ballpark there. But I think King at 7K. Like I said, everybody was on Cease. It's a different slate on a Monday, obviously, with 7 games versus 10. But I think King presents some interesting value there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've played Dane Dunning once before. He's got the Seattle matchup here. He is $6,600. What do you think?
That I like. I mean, and Dunning's he's not a big strikeout guy either, but against Seattle, if he can get you 6 strikeouts, which I think is definitely possible, considering that they're striking out somewhere in the neighborhood of like 28-29% against right-handed pitching right now. So, yeah, I definitely think that Dunning is a fantastic pay down, which will help you get some bigger bats in there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's quality starts in his first 2 outings against Tampa Bay and Houston. He had 18 fantasy points in a loss against Houston. In that second start there, he had 20 fantasy points in a win against Tampa Bay. He got the no decision against Detroit, 5 innings, just 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. He got the win in that one. It would have been 19 fantasy points. You're getting him at sub 7K, I think is a pretty interesting spot. So for value for me, again, I like I'm liking Michael King. I'm liking Dane Dunning down here. And then the mid-tier, I can go Fried, I think is probably where I'd plant a flag.
Beautiful. I love it. I'm ready to go for any of those plays. I like them. Let me throw one more at you. I just am curious because I do see that the Twins lineup right now tonight against Jonathan Cannon is loaded up with some lefty bats. Eric Fedde has had some struggles with some lefty bats this season, but the Twins have been struggling unbelievably against right-handed pitching. Would you consider Fedde as a possible? I don't know about contrarian's probably the wrong word, but I do think he's very low owned.
Yeah, I don't think so because then you're betting on the White Sox offense, and I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that.
Moving to catchers then.
Yeah, moving on to catcher, which will be quick because we usually just pick the cheapest catcher. Travis d'Arnaud homered again. He is $4,200. He gets another lefty matchup. Trevor Rogers this time around. Again, Yannier gets a lefty. So certainly some spend up options if you want to go in that direction. Campusano against a righty, but it's in Coors. He's still $3,900. Reno's in the mid tier. So ultimately, when these lineups come out, we'll see where we tend to plant our flag. But there's definitely some options for us here.
Yeah, there's definitely some options there if you do want to kind of pay up. Even in the mid tier isn't bad. I mean, but again, like as we're starting to look at this slate and try and figure things out, I'm immediately like gravitating towards like Patrick Bailey against Severino, who I don't believe in. So I think this is, again, it's going to be a matter of what kind of value you're getting from some players. Like, for example, you could see Chadwick Tromp in the lineup for the Braves, considering that they're going to be going up against a lefty. They can DH Travis d'Arnaud and put Tromp behind the plate and hit 2,600. I mean, again, that Braves lineup there against Trevor Rogers, who has been, we've seen him hit before. I think that might be an interesting way to look.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. And again, we'll see what happens. Maybe our guy Herrera will get in the lineup against a lefty and the other Logan Allen, not the Logan Allen that's in Cleveland, but the Logan Allen that's in Arizona. Starting in this one there. Maybe it could even be an opener situation. But anyways, first base. You got Olsen versus a lefty. You got Alonso versus Webb. Probably not going there. It feels like every show, Howard, you and I do together, we have Arizona versus lefty. So Christian Walker is sitting there at 5K. We didn't talk Gossman. He's been really struggling lately. Did have a decent amount of strikeouts, I think it was his last time against the Yankees, right? 5 innings, an earned run, 6 strikeouts. Maybe Gossman's starting to turn a corner, but Pasquantino is there at 48. What are your thoughts at the top of the first base tier here?
I mean, immediately Walker is the name that stands out the most, going up against Steven Matz, who I cannot stand.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Pasquantino if you wanted to stack against Gossman and just kind of, get that in there. But, I'm looking down. If I'm like in the mid tier, I'm looking at Michael Busch going up against JP France. You get that lefty righty matchup, and that Busch has power.
Yeah. The home runs have dried up. No surprise. We didn't expect him to hit a home run every day forever, but doubled 2 hits in 2 of the last 3 games. Still hitting over 300 with 1,000 OPS. Can't really heat on that all that much. Cronenworth versus Feltner at 4,300 in cores. I like. Could definitely get there. I do like Ryan O'Hearn at $4,100 in the middle of the Baltimore lineup against Griffin Canning. That one feels pretty good. Kirilov led off for Minnesota today. He's $3,900. Nathaniel Lowe back in the lineup for Texas. That's good to see. He's $3,800. I don't think we'll be going much of Texas versus Gilbert, but definitely a boost to that Rangers lineup.
Yeah, it's a nice boost to the rest of the lineup, but yeah, it's not really a matchup that I want to take a look at. If I'm looking, at first base here, yeah, I'm probably not paying down any further than looking at a guy like Alex Kirilov, in this matchup. But you know what? Listen, I'm not going to hate on Josh Bell. He's a switch hitter, so the lefty-righty matchup doesn't really affect me that much. Just if you're against Fried, I know you like him, John, but yeah. I'm saying for anybody out there, if you're worried about the fact that Max Fried's, his overall numbers right now don't look particularly strong, then I think that Josh Bell kind of plays here as the switch hitter.
Sure, and he hits better against lefties, so there's definitely that aspect for it as well. And then I'll give my tip of the cap to my guy Lamonte Wade because he gets a righty against Luis Severino, and he keeps hitting 358, 925 OPS. So dual positional eligibility there, first base and outfield. Second base position, Howard, I don't know if you noticed while you were gone, but Jackson Holliday still hasn't gotten a hit. Struck out about 45 more times. We'll see how much longer he's on the big league team. Ketel Marte, Jose Altuve up at the top. Semion's 53. Xander's overpriced at 5K. What are you looking at here, second base?
Yeah, Xander's overpriced. Xander's started to heat up a little bit over the weekend too. So obviously, it is kind of pricey there at 5K. Ketel Marte has been on a nice streak here. I love using him. Don't mind Altuve against the lefty. So, if you're paying up in that range. I mean, I'd probably look a little further down here.
Your stock watch guy is starting to heat up. Nico Horner. That? You had Nico Horner on the stock watch last week. He's got 6 hits in his last 4 games.
I know. I love that so much. I mean, listen, I said that to everybody. I was like, you look at his batting average on balls in play, and you look at the fact that he still has at the time that I had done last week's stock watch, he still had a 372 on base percentage. So to me, it was just a matter of time. And again, yeah, I like these Cubs going up against JP France, especially in Wrigley. I'm just not a huge fan of him. So yeah, I'd use a little Nico Horner. No doubt.
Still no stolen bases for Nico Horner, but he's at least getting on base. So
it's coming. Yeah,
he is due. I agree with you there. Going our way down, there's really not a ton of value. Kevin Biggio's 31. I don't really see much else, though, to be honest with you. Biggio might be the lowest I'd go, but I'm not going to play Holiday or Newman. Drury against Rodriguez, no thanks. Julian, maybe against Fed there at 37, but there's not a lot here that I'm liking. Donovan and Gorman are both lefties against Allen, so that's not the play. So second base, not much here.
No, as soon as when I scroll through second base, the quicker I get to Danny Mendick's name, the quicker I know I'm out of this position.
Yeah, exactly. Third base then. What did Machado miss Tuesday's game with? A paternity leave. There you go. Bryce Harper and Manny Machado both on paternity leave at the same time. Just random facts that are going out there. Riley at $5,800 against Rogers is up there. If you're not in on King, McMahon gets the lefty righty spot at 52. Nolan Arenado, the Cardinals lineup is largely sucked, but he's 4,700. He gets the lefty. Bregman not playing too well, gets Wicks at 46. I don't really care. I mean, Riley, but I don't find myself looking to spend too much up here at third base.
Oh, not at all. Like, going through this whole crew here, Jordan Westberg actually, pops for me against Griffin Canning. I'm not impressed with him at all. And Westberg's looked absolutely fantastic. He's been, really one of these big bright spots for the Orioles youngsters. And the way Jordan Westberg is playing right now is a huge reason as to why they're not even thinking about bringing up Kobe Mayo.
Right. Westberg and Kauser continue to just smash the baseball, and just adding just ridiculous depth to that Baltimore lineup. So I'm with you, and you're right. Probably this whole run here of Westberg, Morel, and Eugenio Suarez, all kind of interesting in the mid 4K range. Going down to some value, anybody stick out to you? I mean, Beatty's still 3K, but Logan Webb's a tough draw for him there.
Yeah, there's really,
You know what? You might get Tyler Wade with Machado out. Get the lefty versus Feltner there at 2,800. I know.
You could,
great, but
you definitely could.
In cores, at least.
Yeah. Wow, this is just gruesome here down at third base, isn't it?
Could get Dubon. He's been playing a little bit for Houston. He's 2,800. Not awful.
Wow.
That's probably it, though. For 10 games, second base, third base, pretty brutal.
Really brutal. No doubt. All right, so we know that those are the spots that we're going to have to worry about paying up and not having any value.
Right. All right. Shortstop then. Witt against Gossman if you're not a believer. Seager against Gilbert, tough spot. Henderson, the Baltimore lineup's been killing it. Gets Canning at 56.
So good. Henderson's my favorite there just because, I get a slight discount. Definite discount off of Bobby Witt. And I don't have to worry about the matchup between Seager and Gilbert. Henderson's just absolutely killing it. So he got 6 home runs right now, 7 home runs.
Yeah, 900 OPS. He's doing everything right now.
Yeah. Double-digit RBI. He looks fantastic. So Henderson's probably where I'm going to go if I'm paying up like that. And then if I'm kind of looking more in the mid-tier range, I might give a little look here to Ha-Seong Kim. If I could squeeze in a little Padres work.
Sure. I like Ha-Seong Kim. Again, he has some stolen base potential with a righty on the mound there. And obviously it's Coors Field. Price tag didn't really change on him. Bo Bichette had a bases clearing triple tonight, so some good production out of Bichette. Largely a disappointing season, and Waka hasn't been pitching terribly, so maybe not a great spot for him here tonight. I do like Pena and Arcia. While you were away, obviously, the Ozzie Albies injuries happened, and then we got the lineup. We weren't sure where they were going to go. They had moved Michael Harris to the 2-hole versus righties, but Orlando Arcia has been hitting second with lefties on the mound, so you're going to get Arcia hitting second against Rogers, and you're going to have Pena against a lefty and Wicks at 41 and 4K there. Both of those guys, I think, are good plays for me.
Yeah, I think both of them are great plays. Absolutely. It's probably just a matter of if you have the extra $100 in your budget or not. So, right. I dig that. Looking further down, I don't really see there's a whole hell of a lot. Tim Anderson is obviously in play, but I don't really love anything further down here at shortstop unless we get down to Mason Wynn, which is kind of
where is Mason Wynn?
Right? That's our spot where we keep looking down. He's higher up than Danny Mendick.
Yeah.
But as far as the production goes, so yeah, Mason Wynn probably going in there against the lefty is possible.
Yeah, he may lead off, honestly, with the lefty on the mound. So 2,700, that works for me. They've been playing a lot of Willie Castro. I know he's been terrible, but there's some speed, a little bit of pop there. If you're looking to play a reason to play some Twins there. All right, outfield. We know where the top guys are here, Howard. Obviously, Ozuna continues to hammer the baseball. Tucker and Alvarez, even though lefties hit lefties well, Tatis is in cores. The usual suspects up at top here. Where are you going when it comes to the mid range?
When it comes to the mid range guys, well, I mean, are you saying Gurriel is a mid ranger?
Yeah, well, I'd say like the 5K and below, like anything above 5K, I'd say is
Okay, all
kind of
right,
top tier here.
5K and below. Well, I still think 5K is too high for what Julio Rodriguez is doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we don't get a better discount on that. So I'd probably have to, abort on that front there. But
he has been heating up. It's still 0 home runs. So
yeah, right. I mean, there's like no extra base hits. Right? He was in Coors. Didn't you have him on as like your he's due?
I did.
Friday's Fantasy Alarm Show. He had like 8 hits.
I wasn't wrong.
No extra base hits.
But he had a great series. Just didn't have any home runs. So
yeah. Cody Bellinger against JP France. I guess I like them Cubs.
Sure.
I think that's probably a nice spot to go. And you know what? I mean, even Michael Harris there, even if he hits a little further down in the lineup, I think that is 100% in play as well.
Sure. You got Lee here. He's going to lead off against Severino. I don't mind, or not Severino. Severino. I don't mind that one at $4,400. Melendez, if you're not buying Gossman, he's $4,400. Colton Cowser still just $4,300. I think we just keep riding out Colton Cowser here until he proves us wrong otherwise. So
yep.
A lot of good guys here. Jackson Merrill in cores against Feltner there at $4,200. I definitely am in on that play. Cedric Mullins has been heating up. I mean, a lot of guys in the 4,200 range that I'd be looking at here.
Yeah, which makes things a lot easier for us to not have to worry about spending all the way up and getting, more of a balanced lineup as opposed to, maybe stars and scrubbing it. Because again, we're looking for where the value is going to be. And so far, the only real value that we had was we know we're punting catcher and we're paying all the way down for our second starter.
Pretty much. See if there's anything that makes sense all the way down here for value outfielders. Henry really liked Varsho. I don't know if what's he got on Singer today. Varsho is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So not his best performance, but he's still got innings to make up for it. But Varsho's there at 34. I played some Gavin Sheets tonight. He's got a hit. Hitting 4th for the White Sox. But we're probably playing Pablo Lopez, so not really going to go there. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking down here, and there's just, I mean,
Jordan Walker's all the way down to 2,900. Jeez, just send him down.
I know. Which is, also a little on the depressing side. It's also a little bit on the depressing side. Mike Yastrzemski against Luis Severino. Again, I'm not a Severino fan, so I think Yastrzemski coming in under 2,900, under $3,000. Just helps you save salary if you need to save salary. I feel again like we're trying to we're kind of spending a lot in the mid-tier range with a splash of high-priced guys, so we are going to need to find some stronger value.
Let's get a lineup build here and see where we may be able to move around. So we were in on Pablo Lopez, and then we had a value play of either King or Dunning. I think were 2 guys that we
like. Let's do Dunning. Let's go down to Dunning.
All right. So we had Lopez and Dunning here. We have 4,200 to play. We know we're spending down a catcher. Let's see. Do we have just a placeholder plug for us?
Yeah, put in Patrick Bailey at $3,000. That's probably like a nice mid-round number.
All right, we'll do Bailey for now. And obviously this will be updated and adjusted on the 4 p.m. show that Henry and Howard do. First base.
First base. All right. Well,
Walker or Bush?
Let's start with Walker, but let's think about what we can do with that 500 if we need to.
Okay. Second base, as we mentioned, there was no value.
Although, you know what? I wanted to go Bush Bellinger. I did like those guys there, so
we could go Bush Bellinger and play Marte.
Ooh. I like where your head's at there.
Right.
Bush, absolutely. Ketel Marte, a little pricier. But we also know that we're going to be throwing Bellinger into
4,900. All right.
Yeah.
All right. 4K.
Still good. We're still good.
We are still good. We had a couple of 4K shortstops with Pena and Arcia if we wanted to go there. Do we just complete the stack, though? Do we go Morel? Bush, Bellinger, Morel, a third?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Right, that'll probably be right in a row, right? They'll go lefty, righty, lefty.
Probably. So that gives us 3,900. This could be a straight punt with Mason Wynn if we wanted to.
Yeah. Let's do that.
He might lead off, so that gives us 4,550 for two outfielders, which means we could go a value outfielder and then a spend up, or we could do two mid-tier guys. We definitely had guys in the mid-tier that we liked.
We had a bunch of guys in the mid-tier.
Hauser was 43. We could do two-man Baltimore stack, Hauser and Mullins.
Oh yeah, I like that. Hauser, Mullins, and that leaves us
$600 to move around.
Okay. You know what? We want to keep that stack. I was gonna say I was monitoring that 500, but yeah, I think that's.
I mean, we don't have to. We could. What was?
No, I like this as like a base coat.
Okay.
Right. It gives us our Cubs.
Gives us the money to get Walker Marte if you wanted to do the two-man Arizona stack.
Yeah. I mean, you have the ability to do that, or you have the ability to pay up from Dunning if you really, if you don't like us, paying all the way down like that.
Gives you king. Now we don't have any Padres, which means we have no Coors exposure.
We have no Coors exposure,
but that's fine. Tournaments, multi-lineup builds. There's a lot of different ways to go about these things.
Yeah.
So an example line for everybody with $600 left over. And again, Howard and Henry will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern time to get you all ready for the main slate with all the updated news, lineups, and weather alerts. Paulo Lopez, Dane Dunning, Patrick Bailey, Michael Bush, Ketel Marte, Morel, Wynn, Bellinger, Hauser, Mullins wrapping out the lineup. $600 left over there. If you haven't already hit the like button, do so. It is a free way to support what we do here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. Howard and Henry will be on later today. Till then, everybody, good luck with your research, and we'll catch you later.